Ate Jabari. Yes.
Pour up your whiskey. Pour up your whiskey. Welcome to another night of Salute the Real, another episode. I am your host, Brandon Cooper, and we are dealing with some technical difficulties tonight, but we are fighting through it. My wife is doing her thing over there. My producer as well, Miss Candace Cooper. Good evening to you, ma'am.
Good evening and happy V-Day.
All right, so we're getting through this thing, guys. Bear with me a quick moment here. Let me get my screen up so I can, since, everybody can't see too good. So, as y'all comment, if you decide to comment, I hope you do. It's a lot easier for me to see here. All right. So first of all, man, we appreciate y'all being with us tonight. You could be anywhere, but you're here with us. Hang in here with us, guys. We got a good topic. We got a real good topic. We got a good topic for me, anyway. I think, my opinion. First of all, I want to say happy Valentine's Day to all the beautiful ladies out there. Some of you guys are spending quality time with your boyfriends, girlfriends, spouse, whatever it may be right now. Some of you are single at this time. Some I've heard of something called Galentine's Day, where the friends go out, the girls go out and have a good time. They may be single. Okay, that's a new one on me, but I heard of that recently. Got a little something on me though. So, let me clean myself up here. Pepper. Is there something on me? Okay. Pepper got me, guys. So if I got a little stuff on me, I apologize, Pepper all over me earlier. All right. So anyway, shout out to y'all. Men. For all you men out there that do have a lady friend, and you were told that don't worry about spending no money on me today. That we ain't gotta worry about that. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna give you a little bit of advice, cause I know you probably dealing with some negativity at the house right now. If she's already made it home, if she has not made it home, stop listening to me. Get off this live right now. Get in your car and hurry up and get to the store. Do something. Something is open. It's only 8 o'clock. Something is open. Because she lied to you. When she said, you don't got to do nothing for me. I don't care about that.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
She was lying. She lied to you. She lied. As soon as them words came out the front of her teeth, she was lying. By the way, I hope y'all pulled up. I hope y'all pulled up. We off a little bit tonight, guys. We've dealing with some technical difficulties, so it's kind of throwing me off. But I didn't even get to talk about my whiskey tonight. I am drinking. Now this is definitely a new one on me. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Habaki. HIB is in boy IKI. Habaki. I want to say I might be murdering that name, but Suntory whiskey, Japanese Harmony. So it's a Japanese whiskey, guys. All right, and this shout out to my barber, Rashard Hamilton. He put me on this one tonight, so that's what that is. And guys, not bad, not bad. Salute, not bad, not bad at all. So listen, guys, back to this Valentine thing. If the woman told you tonight that you didn't have to buy her nothing, she lied. Let me tell you what happened today. Let me put you on game. Let me put you on game. She got to that school. I got some little white stuff on me. She got to that school. She got to that school. Or she got to, I'm thinking about my wife. My wife worked at a school. She got to that job. And she got in there and she was fine. She was confident and she wasn't worried about it. I ain't worried about I ain't worried about all that Valentine stuff. We saving money right now. I ain't worried about this. And then all of a sudden, Erica, here go Erica down at the desk. She got a gift. Miss Erica done got a gift. All those flowers were so nice. Okay. And she shook that one off. And then here come Miss Emily. Miss Emily done got a gift. She got one. And she had some nice chocolates and she had, a bear. And Miss Emily done came up there, crying, and she was real excited. And now, your significant other is kind of feeling it a little bit, And then, here come Miss Tasha. Miss Tasha done got a gift. She got flowers and she got chocolate strawberries and she got candy and she got all this stuff, and all of a sudden, even though your woman told you, don't fret, don't worry about me, we are in the process of saving money. The emotions that make them the most difficult creature on the face of the earth start to come out. The emotions start to come out, and they start to think about the fact that here it comes. It's always gonna come back to you. It's always your fault. Men, it's always your fault. If you did not do it, get in your car right now. You have broken marital or spousal or boyfriend, girlfriend rules. You broke them. But you still have time to fix it. Because she sat at that desk all day today. And the words that continue to go through her mind is Emily, Tasha, Erica, all of their husbands made an effort, or all of their boyfriends, or all of their girlfriends, partners, whatever you want to call them these days, made an effort to get up to this job and put their girlfriend, spouse, wife, whatever you want to call it, on Front Street, that this is my baby on her day, Valentine, because it sure ain't no man's day. It's a female's day, hands down. They built this day, well, technically Valentine is a whole nother, we ain't gonna go there what it really is, but as far as the stores are concerned, this is a female's day, and you are the only man / woman that forgot to get your woman something.
Make third down more manageable.
Oh, man, when you get to that house.
Against CeeDee Lamb. This time CeeDee Lamb's in.
When you get to that house, things won't feel the same. All things is going to be rough. It's going to be an attitude. The hello is different. If she was cooking something, all of a sudden, that meal might have fell short. If she normally grabs you a drink if you come in after her, she told you to grab you a water today. All things change today. Things change. If you say happy Valentine's to her when you walk in the house, she gonna say, yeah. Mm-hmm. Everything changed the moment you didn't make it to that store to get her something and come on back. Everything changed. Because she saw everybody else getting something. And even though y'all had worked out an agreement before this day had came and it was understood that you wasn't going to waste this money on flowers that have been marked up high, on balloons. Do y'all know today I bought 3 balloons for $30? I bought 3 balloons. It cost me $28.90. Nothing today makes sense. It's not supposed to make sense. This is strictly about the woman. Men, throw sense out the door. Your sense ain't got nothing to do with Valentine's Day. Nothing about today is about you. Nothing about today is about the bank account. Nothing today is about what y'all were attempting to do prior to February the 14th. Everything is about her. Throw it out. Go look at yourself. Chris Rock said this a long time ago, guys. You do yourself a favor to go listen to it. Go look yourself in the mirror. Excuse my French on this one, guys. I'm doing a great job of not cussing these days. But I got to say this because this is what Chris Rock says. And I won't yell saying it because I don't want nobody to think I'm angry. Chris Rock says, go look yourself in the mirror and say, fuck you. Fuck your hopes. Fuck your dreams. Fuck everything you thought this life was supposed to be about. Now let's go out here and try to make this bitch happy. That's what he said. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. On this day, it's all about her. It's all about her. Nothing that you try to think, nothing that y'all talked about, none of it matters because that is using logic. That is using sense. It ain't about sense. The moment she walked in that door, and Erica, and Emily, and Tasha, and any other female up there came walking back up them stairs, or walking back through that front door with them big old flowers and them big balloons and that candy, everything y'all talked about went down the dumpster. It's all gone. So if you have not done right by your woman today, get up. You still have time. Go out to the store. Find her some flowers. Find her some chocolate. Find something. If you're anything like Austin, it's probably a man still at the corner of the red light selling roses. They selling them. You can catch him. Miss Candace, am I lying about anything that I'm saying? Am I lying about anything? Just ask me a question. Am I lying about anything that I'm saying?
It depends. I think it's
bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
They won't even admit it. They won't even admit it.
I said it depends.
I got up. What, Candace, do you have any idea what time my clock went off this morning?
6:19. At least that's the time you got out of the bed. 6:19. Give the chat. First of all, thank you, chat. I appreciate y'all. Share this because we're gonna get into the topic in a minute. But this right here is already a good topic as it is. It's already a good topic. Candace, please tell them. Okay, when I get up for the day, give them like a quick idea of what my day looks like during the week.
Okay.
Just tell that you know.
Okay. You wake up in the morning, you go to your first job, and then after your first job, you go to coach the team. And then after coaching the team, you go to the evening shift. And if it's on a Thursday, of course, you're going to 2 evening shifts. And then you're returning home sometime late at night, going back to bed, waking up, doing it again the next day.
Okay, and after returning home from that evening shift, what time ideally, give or take, did my clock go off this morning?
It probably went off at 6. You got out of bed, it took you about 19 minutes.
Okay. My clock went off at 6 this morning. After working shifts, after coaching my kids, my clock still went off at 6 this morning. Why did my clock go off at 6 this morning? Glad you asked, Coop. Glad you asked me. Here we go. Because I don't want to be the man that forgot to get his wife something for Valentine's Day. Even though I have no desire to even talk about this day. Everything done went up. I'm not even going to tell y'all how much money I spent in this store today. I was ashamed of myself. I was ashamed of myself for spending that much money. I really was. I walked up to that line and I just put my head down because I was walking up there with all that stuff. I was ashamed. But I knew all I had to do was get it to the truck. Just get this stuff to the truck and get over to that school and get this stuff in our hands. And my mission was complete. That's all I had to do. All I had to do was find a way to get out of that store and get it over to her. I got the things to her. And after I got the things to her, she smiled at me. I was trying to hurry up and get out. She didn't even want me to get out. She was trying to hold me up. She wanted to talk. She smiled at me in a way that she ain't smiled at me in weeks. It's been weeks, maybe months, since she smiled at me like this. She walked me from her office back out to my truck. My wife ain't never thought about walking me. She don't never worry about walking me out to the truck when I leave this house at night going to work. But she today walked me out of her office back to my truck. I can't make it up, guys. I can't make it up. Now, if I would have asked her, baby, what do you want to do things for Valentine? Oh, no, don't do nothing. Lies!
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
It's all lies. It's all lies. Because they don't want to have to tell you to do something. No. You should know that your black ass got to do it yourself. That's what they think. You can't. I don't care what they say. Don't listen to them. Because it's all lies. So, that's my spiel on Valentine's Day. I hope my wife was happy with her.
You received a gift as well, so.
Huh?
You received a gift as well.
I didn't want a gift.
I understand.
Did you turn your mic on? Let them know if you were happy or not.
Of course I'm happy. I'm happy every day.
A bullshit.
Here we go.
A bullshit.
Here we
A
go.
bullshit.
Here we go.
A bullshit.
Lies. Absolute lies.
Just being able to wake up healthy and well next to a big chocolate drop.
Oh, shit.
Just
Make third down more manageable.
Here we go.
The politicians coming out.
Here we go.
I tell her all the time. She's
Against CeeDee Lamb. This time CeeDee
All right,
Lamb's
let me read some of this real quick before we get into this topic, guys. We're going to run through this topic pretty quick. I spent a lot of time on that because it was important. That is an important situation right there. That little always my favorite audio. Already, Coach. Already, Coach Ashley. Doc Ashley, Coach Ashley. He wears so many hats. All right, go to the top, baby. Let me read this stuff. I can read them on my phone. My bad. All right. First of all, Bobby Mack, Big Dog. What's up, baby? How you doing, Bobby Mack? Shout out to you. Joe Red. Cause someone else already bought it. Don't believe it. You better do something. Hey man, boy. You better do something. Kevin B. I'm 57 years old. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Come on now. Joe Red. You ain't just buying gifts for you. Gifts. You are buying Valentine's Day love, emotions, affection, or whatever you want to call it. Bingo. Make the effort. God dang, boy. What's going on here, Mr. Joe Red? He telling, yeah, that's facts, Joe. That's facts. Better draw a picture of a flower and dream or something. Miss Tanya said, for once, I have nothing to say. Miss Tanya, because you know it's right. That's why I like Tanya. She at least be real with it. That's why I like Tanya. Because she at least tells. You have been one of the ladies that come on this show, and I appreciate you coming on here every time you do. You have been one of the ladies that come on this show that you seem to tell the truth all the time, and I respect it. We're gonna see if you keep telling it when I get to this topic. All right, here we go. Kevin Stewart, you sure don't? Great job, Coop. Hey, well, thank you. I try. I got up early. I made it happen. All right, guys, here we go. That literally is my favorite audio. Here we go. All right, so let's get into this topic for tonight. All right. Our topic for tonight. Hold on, real quick. Pull up, guys. Pull up. That Valentine's stuff, I know they took some men through some heartache, so y'all might have drank your whiskey already. Pull up a little bit. Hey, guys, I'm telling you, this, like I said, I might be murdering this name, but this, what do you think about this Sabaki, Candace?
I don't really care for it.
You don't really care for it too much?
I think it might be. I don't really care for it. It might be the. What is in there? It's some sort of.
It's a meticulous blend of the finest selections of whiskey. Suntory whiskey,
Habaki. Maybe it's the Habaki. It's something that I'm tasting that
I like it.
The Japanese. Maybe the Japanese, but I typically
Japanese
like.
whiskey, I like it.
Yeah.
It's pretty good stuff.
I typically like Japanese stuff, but I don't know.
I like it. It's good. It's smooth.
Yeah, it's smooth.
Very smooth. I like it. Nice bottle too. Look good on your
Yeah, I like the
on your
bottle.
wine. Whatever you keep your liquors on. I guess you got a bar or whatever. I like it. All right, here we go. Our topic for tonight. Are good dads being phased out? Are good dads being phased out? All right. And guys, let me say this before I go into this. I'm going to roll through it. Many of these topics will overlap because y'all know my mission. My mission is about youth. So we will touch on many subjects that in the future, a whole lot of different subjects in the future. But for now, the most important at this time are going to address youth in some type of way. And honestly, I think it's the most important at all times, but that's just me. That's what I do. All right? So, are good dads being phased out? Here we go. Back in our day, some dads were available and many were not. Those that were, most of the times, worked hard, provided for their families, and tried their best to avoid trouble. What they were not was good communicators. Dads back then usually worked kind of hard. They came in, they did whatever they did to decompress, and that didn't include messing around with a bunch of kids for too long. The ones I saw. Y'all might have a different story. Please, guys, communicate with me. Share, this thing, and please add comments. Talk to me about this as I'm going. Okay, I want to see your comments. But a lot of dads back then, they didn't communicate much, compared to this generation for sure. The communication was dads just didn't want to spend a whole lot of time talking to kids all day back then when they've been working all damn day. That can be understood. A lot of time they was probably working jobs that they didn't want to work anyway. A lot of them. So they had to do what they had to do to make the money that they had to make. And once they made that money, they want to come home, they want to sit down, they want to chill. Okay? All right? So this now, however, and we've mentioned this stuff before. Now we have more dads, first of all, in the household that are actually active in the household. What I mean by that is they are doing things with their family. They're not just bringing home the bacon, because wives are doing that now. Girlfriends are doing that now too. Mothers are doing that, and they're doing it in many households at a higher level than the dads are. So now dads are not only working, but they are more active with their kids in today's world. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I've experienced as a dad myself. I was way more active than any man was actually active with me. If I was around, even with my grandfather, if I was around my grandfather and he was active with me, well, it was most time active. It was because I was doing something that he was doing and I was doing it with him. Okay? I was doing that work with him. And so I wanted to be around him. I wanted to, learn from him. And so, of course, I participated in the things that he was doing, So that's what that was the deal back then. Well, that ain't the case now. Now, families are finding joy in families. Whole families are finding joy in the things that the children are doing. We talked about Richard and his father before on here, and how they were out there as a family with Richard's nephew when he was playing little league type football, back in Crockett. Now his nephew is playing football. Correct me if I'm wrong, Richard, at a professional level now. He played 4 years in college, I know, and 4 or 5 years, whatever, and now he's playing at I want to say at a professional level, if I'm not mistaken. Richard, correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I mean, Richard, was very involved with his nephew out there, and so was Richard's dad. Joe got some boys graduating now, and at St. Louis Battlehawks, SFL. Shout out. Come on now. Outstanding. That's outstanding, man. Congratulations to him. Joe got some boys that are graduating. If I'm not mistaken, Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, that was playing ball. Joe was out there. They was out there. They was involved. And Joe actually had a dad that was involved in sports. But he was a teacher. He was a coach. That was part of his job, too. So, see, I'm not saying he wouldn't have been there for Joe and Derek, but he, that was a part of what he did, So now you have more dads that are out there that are involved when it comes to sports. But, and this is a huge but, we are left out when it comes to other milestones in our child's life. We are left out when it comes to tragedies or concerns in our child's life. Why is that? Why is it that many times when our child finally decides that they gonna have a little secret crush, boyfriend, girlfriend? Why is it that daddy is the last one to know? Why is it that when this crush is becoming something that's possibly a mutual thing, and they call themselves dating, daddy is still out in the bushes? What's going on? Why is it that daddy don't know? Why is it that the man that has planned and plotted for all these years, when he was trying to figure out how to date a girl, or when he was trying to figure out how to date a man, whatever he is, whoever he is, when he was trying to figure out these things, and when he was going through learning how to approach a girl, learning how to approach that man, learning how to do the things that was going to make this person feel like I'm the person that you need to be with, at least in this time. Why am I the last one to know? What happened? Why was I good enough to wipe your ass? Why was I good enough to feed you? Why was I good enough to put the house over the roof over your head, clothes on your back, water and soap on your tail, toilet paper in your restroom, food in your refrigerator, grease in your pots, silverware and plates on your table? Why am I good enough to do all these things? Why am I good enough to come out and support you at your games, but you don't want to tell me nothing when it comes to the first person you decide to date? You don't want to tell me nothing. You don't want to tell daddy nothing when it comes to the first person you kiss. Daddy ain't got a clue. You went to your best friend to learn what a condom was. Why is that? Why is that? Somebody that don't know no more about that condom than you do. Why did you go to him? Why would your daughter go to her mom about what a young man may do that night that she needs to be aware of at the first dance? Why would your daughter go to a mom about all the things that the boy might say to her to try to convince her that things are okay that may not be okay? Why do they leave daddy out the equation? Read that for me, Candace, what Joe said. Or you looking at James? You looking at him? I know myself. Yeah, there we are. Yeah.
Okay, Joe Red says, I know for myself, and nowadays I definitely am involved in every aspect, sons and daughters. I like to talk about everything and be nosy. I'd rather give too much information than not give my kids not enough. Being able to show my kids that dads are involved in family time. Dads can laugh and joke and still be dads. Then he goes on to say, because they think dad is going to be the no man. And they don't know dad been through it. I give mine the game, whether they want it or not. Doc Ashley says, I'm in a vastly different situation than most people. My wife is in corporate America and I'm an entrepreneur, which allows me more flexibility. I've essentially been the caretaker for the vast majority of my girls' lives. I took that on so my wife could climb the ladder, but it leads to its own problems.
Doc, that's why I'm gonna need you to. I'm gonna need you to elaborate a little bit if you can. Elaborate a little bit if you can in the best way that you can without putting too much of your business out there. How do you go about, Doc, the issues that your daughters may have when it comes to dating? This is just one of the things that I'm bringing up tonight. Just dating. You know, they may have a crush on a boy. How do you go about? Do they talk to you about that with you being the main caretaker? Joe, you said something good. You know that you all up in it. So was I. I'm using myself as the example tonight. I'm using myself. I was all up in it and still didn't know nothing. I didn't know nothing. I didn't know. Let me tell you something, Joe. My daughter invited the boy to the house before I found out. Candace, am I lying? Am I lying? She invited the boy to the house. I ain't know nothing. I didn't even know she was dating anybody. She invited him to the house. How did it happen?
8th grade, we got a sprinter for her and her friends to go to the 8th grade dance. She left the 8th grade dance with, about 9, 10, 12 of them, I don't know. And she returned with a boy.
He came to my house, and I didn't even know about it. What this showed me is that this aggressive, black, 6 foot, 270 pound black man that y'all see here, that talks loud, that fusses, that's aggressive, that my daughter didn't fear me one bit. She wasn't scared of me about. She wasn't scared of me at all. She wasn't scared of me at all. She brought this boy right in my house, suited and booted, and set him on my couch.
They were actually dressed alike. She had on a red dress. He had on black and red.
So all this has been planned out. Here's the deal. Because I'm going to get to this, guys. On Valentine's Day, the fact that they were dressed alike and the fact that you know that your woman had a lot to do with the dressing of your daughter tells you.
Whoa.
You didn't have a lot to do with the dressing of your daughter?
Shoot. Oh, dressing of her, yes,
You
but
had
I
a lot
had
to do with the
no.
dressing
I
of
thought
your
you were talking
daughter.
about the coordination for them.
You had a lot to do
yes,
with it. See,
we went to purchase a
let
dress.
me tell you something. Them all going so fast.
Hold
I
on.
don't even hear what you say.
I needed clarification. I needed clarification.
Boy.
I needed clarification, and you provided it. Yes, we went. We always go purchase all the dresses. Yes, I do the shopping with her.
That night, my wife had planned and prepped all the dressing for my daughter. I want to believe that my wife was aware that there was a male out there that was going to be dressed in coordination with my daughter.
See, that's where I knew you were going.
I want to believe it.
Not true.
A bullshit?
I knew that's where you were going with this.
I want to believe it.
So I was trying to stop you before you got there.
I want to believe it.
No idea.
I want to believe it. I believe that my wife knew that there was a male that was going to have his black and white suit on. And he was going to have on some red to match what my daughter was wearing because she knew that there was a crush there. There was a building of a relationship that daddy knew nothing about. Nothing. Now listen to me, guys. I am a different guy now. I am a guy who I'm not perfect. I'm never perfect. I tell y'all all the time, I do this intentionally. So y'all will never, I do this. I do this. I can wait till I get off screen to do this. But what's the name of the show? The name of the show is Salute the Real. So I would rather be able to hit my vape while I'm talking to y'all. I would rather be able to have a good drink of whiskey while I'm talking to y'all. So what we're doing is we're going to salute the real. I am not perfect, but I am a better man than I was in the past. Would you agree with that, Candace?
Sure.
Okay, with that being said, my daughter chose to date a man, young man, and I have told my daughter, like Joe Red said, I have told my daughter, your daddy was a whore. Your dad, that ain't a line that has been used, that your daddy didn't try to use to get what he desired to have at your age and older. That was not a line that I didn't use. Anything that I heard, anything that could possibly be used, I tried it. I tried it. Other than spending money, because I didn't have none. But other than that, I tried it. And yet my daughter chose to leave me out the equation. Why did it happen? It can't just be for fussing. Because, see, Joe, you said, I think it was you, Joe, that said, you said that she know daddy gonna say no. Daddy gonna fuss. Daddy gonna be angry. But she brought the boy, but here's the deal, Joe. She brought the boy to my house. She wasn't afraid of me. She wasn't afraid of me. Every time I've yelled, every time I fussed, it didn't matter. That stuff, she knew I wasn't going to do nothing. It didn't work. Everything that we saw in the movies, it didn't work over here. I tried it. I tried it. Me and one of my coaches, I ain't going to say his name, because I ain't going to say his name, but me and one of my coaches, the boy came in here. We set the boy on the couch. I was feeling on the boy. I tried everything that Will Smith did in Bad Boys. I tried it. I told him everything you do to my daughter, I'm going to do to you. All that was try. It didn't work. It didn't work. I looked him dead in his eyes. I was smelling his breath. I was up on him. I tried. My daughter warned him before he came in his house. She warned him. She told him, don't fret. My dad is probably going to try to scare the shit out of you. Don't even worry about it. He's a cake. She snitched on me before he walked in here. First 48. He wasn't worried about nothing. That boy sit there. If it was first 48, he was smoking a cigarette. He wasn't worried about nothing. I was left in the dark. I was left in the dark when it came to my daughter. When she first brought a boy to this house. Here we go. Next one. Bullying. Fighting. Guys, I preach about bullying. Because I got bullied. And after a while, there was a day that came about where this little country church-going boy who didn't know nothing about fighting, you know. You know, I heard the same things that a lot of y'all I'm sure heard, you know. Wasn't none of us being trained to be boxers. Wasn't none of us being trained to fight. Some of y'all might have been trained to fight, but I sure wasn't. I was in church. 4-5 days a week. I wasn't being trained to box. I played some sports. That's about the most physical I got. And I heard the words from one of those stepdads that tell you, if you don't fight back, I'm going to whoop your ass when you get home. How do you fight back if you ain't never been taught? So my whole thing was, I wasn't going to tell my daughter, go up there and you better whoop her ass if she's talking to you like that. Because I got sense. We're not sending our kids to school to fight. We're sending our kids to school to get an education. So I told my child, the moment you got to deal with some negativity to the point to where it's going to come down to a brawl. Call your daddy. Call your daddy. I'll be on the way. And the next thing I know, my child was on a video going back and forth swinging. I never knew. Shit. I didn't have a clue it was coming. I missed it all. They weren't told nothing. Daddy wasn't told nothing. Why? If I come up there and sit down with you at lunch and show a presence of a man that cares about his child, chances are this could deflect some of this issue. She got people that really give a damn. I might not want to mess with her. Daddy, come pick me up from school today. Be there at the end of school. I told my child, and I know y'all are telling y'all child, just because you tell your daddy to come pick you up, that don't mean you're a punk. That don't mean you're a punk. What that means is you are following the rules that we're telling you to follow. We're not telling you, and I'm going to give y'all the benefit of the doubt and say that y'all are doing the same thing with y'all kids, that we're not telling you that you're going up to. Now look here, if you got to get down, because there ain't no way to defend yourself, there ain't no way to stop this in the moment, handle yourself, defend yourself, straight up, handle yourself. But I don't want my daughter to be me. I don't want my daughter to grow up this angry person that had to deal with bullies and then become this person. Man, do y'all know? I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm going to be real with y'all tonight. It's called Salute the Real, right? Here we go. Pour up. I'm going to be real with y'all tonight. Do y'all know there was some days that my friends, I got some real friends I went to college with. Do y'all know there was some days that my friends at college and my friends in the rap group, do y'all know there was some days that if it wasn't for them dudes, that my green ass probably would have got the shit beat out of me. I talked shit everywhere I went. You could go ask them. Bull told me several times, cool, chill, dog. Chill. But I had so much animosity. I had so much anger that I didn't back down from nobody. I just made my mind up that, oh no, this shit ain't happening no more. I ain't backing down from nobody. They just gotta whoop my ass. That's just what's gonna happen. They gotta whoop me. And don't get me wrong. I'm glad that I finally got to a point that I realized I done took some shots before and I'm still walking. It wasn't that bad, honestly. I already took some shots before. I'm still here. So, hey, man, it is what it is. Let's go. But where I say I'm naive at is that I never thought about the fact that somebody could take a knife and stick me in my throat. I never thought about the fact that somebody could take a gun and shoot me in my eyes. I never thought about the fact that multiple people would actually say, you ain't gonna fight my partner. I'm gonna whoop your ass when you get him. A lot of that stuff never crossed my mind. Because I was always one that looked straight ahead. Just like I do with these businesses, guys. I'll tell y'all, I'm straight ahead. My vision is straight ahead. So I'm looking straight ahead at this dude, not knowing that this dude over here might take me out. That kind of stuff never crossed my mind. Because again, you're talking about a green country boy. A green country boy that at some point just made it up in my mind that I just wasn't going to take no more shit. I had to learn this stuff the hard way. Nobody was teaching me this stuff. So even when we was rapping, I felt like, okay, now I got to take on this persona or this guy that honestly, that's not who I was. I finally stood up to defend myself, but God, that ain't who I was. That's not who I am. That's the truth. I'll defend myself now. I'll talk shit all day long. But that's not who I am. That's just not who I am. I am not this guy that's a thug. I'm not a fighter like that. I will fight to the end, but I'm not a fighter like that. That's not who I am. I did not want my daughter or my son to go through those things. Now, Kobe was laid back, chill boy. If he went through anything, he didn't tell me shit either. He didn't tell me nothing. How many dads went through that? How many dads went through it? My son, no, he could have talked to me, but he didn't tell me nothing either. So how many dads went through that, and why do you have to go through it? You are the provider. You are the one. You are the protector. You are the one that they supposed to come to. You are the lion of the family. You the king. Why didn't they come to you? Or did yours come to you? And if they did come to you, please tell me in the chat. Chat, tell me, how did you do it? Because somebody on here is looking, and somebody needs to know how to get the information from their kid. How to know when their kid is being bullied. How to know how to defend them in times of need. Somebody in this chat needs to know that tonight. Somebody that's going to look at this a week later from now needs to know that. Please, add it in there, guys. A lot of us have been bullied. A lot of us went through this at some point. How did you handle it? How did you handle it for your kid? How did your kid feel comfortable talking to you about it? Because I'm going to tell you, I failed at that with both of mine. Mine didn't feel comfortable coming to me. I want to believe that if my son went through some of that stuff, that he was just afraid that, hey, I don't know, I sold it to my son pretty good. My son probably thought I was crazy. I don't know about my daughter, but I don't know. I think my daughter thought I was a squirrel. She just didn't. She loved me, of course, but she just didn't. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it is. My son probably thought I was crazy. And he just didn't want me to get in trouble. But here, so put it in the chat on that one. Difficulties with friends. I didn't hear about my kids' difficulties with their friends. Do your kids talk to you about difficulties they have with friends? Maybe some misunderstanding that they have with friends. Do they talk to you about that? I really didn't hear about a lot of that kind of stuff. I'm venting to y'all tonight. Y'all tell me. I tell y'all all the time, I ain't got all the answers. I don't know. This is one that I did not know. I think I missed a lot of these things because, for whatever reason, I don't know. I have no idea. If my daughter, I knew about some issues she had with friends, but I really didn't know about a whole lot of them. Do you hear about those things from your child? Or are you just going to work every day and just living life and assuming your kids don't never have no issues with nobody? Forgetting the fact that people had issues with you pretty much every week. A lot of times, especially if you were somebody that stood out. If you stood out in some kind of way, somebody had an issue with you every once in a while now. No, you didn't just fly under the radar, and you got girls looking at you, or boys looking at you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're an athlete and you getting a little credit for this, credit for that, little attention for this, attention for that. Oh, ain't no way. Ain't no way you just flew under the radar. It don't work that way in school. Candace, read some of the comments out to me, please.
Sure. Let's see here. I think we stopped at, let's see here. Okay, here we go. Miss Tanya says she wasn't afraid because Mama was her backup. Joe Reyes says, bingo. She knew Mama had her back.
Let's stop right there real quick. Because you're right. You're right. I'm glad y'all saying it. I'm glad y'all are saying it. Here's my problem. Love my wife. But doesn't Daddy need to know about these things too? When you say Mama got their back, don't Daddy need to know about these things as well? Daddy, again, what's the topic? Are good dads being phased out? Y'all are making a point for me. If mama knew about it and mama had her back, that means that they chose to address this by themselves and daddy was phased out. Y'all said it without me even saying it. All I did was read the topic. You see why I'm talking about this tonight?
Make third down more manageable.
Here we go.
Somebody gonna benefit.
Here we go.
All right.
Against CeeDee Lamb.
Doc
This
Ashley
time
says,
CeeDee
I told
Lamb's
my daughters, you better choose smart because I don't mind going to jail.
Oh, gee. But see, Doc, I said, here's the problem. Here's the problem, Doc, and I'm glad you said that. I said that too. And my daughter knew that. I think she knew that. I've been to jail before for some tickets. I ain't been to jail for nothing serious, thank God. I could have. I'm just one of the ones that went down. See, that's the only thing. Because I done been in plenty of fights. But here's the deal. If you tell your daughter or your son that dad is going to go to jail, is that going to make them come to you with the problem? Or is that going to make them go away from you with the problem because they're afraid that you're going to get in trouble based on their issues? That's the question. That I question myself with that one because I told them plenty of time. I told both my kids plenty of time. I go to jail, and I don't mind going to jail. But what kid wants to see their dad go to jail? What kid wants to be responsible? Doc Ashley, you a doctor. What kid wants to see their doctor dad go to jail? Shit. Well, I mean, when you really sit back and think about it, it shows them that you love them. It shows them that you care for them by saying that. But is that also a reason why they don't tell you? And I believe that might have been part of the issue with me. Go ahead, Candace, read that one.
Let's see here. Joe Red says, I tell mine, walk away at all costs. We not fighting. But if you can't avoid it, start swinging and don't stop till the teacher break it up.
Yeah, of course. We'll deal with the rest later. Yes, sir. Don't sit there and let nobody whoop you if you can help it. Yeah, I agree.
James Ashley again says, these kids are different now, Coop. The cops are breaking up fights near the office almost every day.
And now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
You are correct. It goes down. When I was on probation, I dealt with it many times. A lot of my kids got in fights at those schools. So I was going up there and checking on them kids because they didn't either whoop somebody or got whooped. You all right?
I said in terms of your kids, they didn't want to let you down. Miss Tanya said...
Well, explain it.
Well, I think that you have high expectations for both of your children, and you've made it very, very clear about what those expectations are. And so I think a big part of it was not wanting to let you down. There's the reason why they were not as open with coming with you. Like your daughter right now has a hamster. She didn't want you to know about a hamster. And so I had to tell you about the hamster.
So here's my question to that. You said that my kids might not have told me about these issues because they didn't want to let me down. So they're willing to let you down?
My approach has always been, you're going to make mistakes in life. See, my approach was very different.
I told them I was a whore.
Okay.
I told them I fought all the time. I told them that I got in trouble all the time. Do y'all know my mama said she told you about this, right? About my disciplinary referrals in school?
Yeah, I understand.
My mama said I had a disciplinary referral, a folder about that thick. About this thick, guys. She did. She said it was thicker than a bottle. She said she was just shamed. This was pretty much in the intermediate and stuff. Intermediate school. Like lower middle school. She was so shamed. I got in trouble all the time. I think the only reason I didn't get in major trouble is because probably because my mom and them were teachers and stuff, and they told them just whoop me, and that's exactly what they did. They beat me sideways. Every teacher. They broke paddles on me. I was terrible. I was a terrible student. I was bad. I mean, straight up. I told my kids these things. I told my kids there is nothing you can do because you're already a better kid than I ever was. There's nothing you can do that'll be worse than me. So when you say let me down, where do a dad go wrong to where their kid feels like no matter what they tell them, you're still in a situation where they can't talk to you?
I think I can't speak for dads and where dads went wrong, but I can speak from a mother's perspective.
My kids are grown, so
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'm speaking from a mother's perspective. I'm speaking from a mother's perspective, and oftentimes, like, even though you may have gone through a lot in your childhood, your children are still looking at that like, okay, that was back in the 80s, in the 1900s. Okay, we're in the 2000s now, so the different approach I know I took in terms. We're from the 1900s.
Shit.
So
That's real sound real loud. Look, hold on.
it's facts.
Y'all want to see a dead body?
That's what you made us sound like right there.
We're from the 1900s.
You made us sound like a dead body.
So here's the deal. What I would do is sit down and talk to the kids and ask open-ended questions and let them tell me what's going on in their times with their generation, and sit down and more so talk to them, and therefore they were more willing, I think, to bring information out versus, telling them my story. And then I would backdoor and tell my story, but I would open it up first for them to listen. Because the first thing is they're going to automatically assume, well, that was back in y'all's day. So for me, it was more open-ended questions.
But it's the truth.
Well, yeah, of course, you tell your story, but not leading with it, And I think for me, it's just a different approach from a mom. Hey, let's sit down, let's talk. Hey, what's going on in your life? Who are your friends? Like really wanting to know and have them to open up.
Dr. Ashley.
We are anxious.
Go read. Yeah, she made us sound real low.
That's how they look at us.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, go back up real quick. Read some of the other ones.
Sure. Yeah, and so just like, wow, this is crazy. So Miss Tanya is saying the exact same thing that I was saying. Miss Tanya is saying the same thing that I was just saying. I learned to change my approach.
That's too open. Miss Tanya. I need some definition. Describe this. Explain.
You when your kid is a toddler, you're going to talk to them differently. Once they become in elementary school, as they matriculate there, you're going to change the older they get. Once they get in middle school, it's a different level of conversation. Once they're in high school, now that they're adults. So I learned that, of course, from parents who came before me, and I sat down and I talked to them, and there was a different approach you have to take depending on the situation. A toddler is going to do everything that you tell them to do. Don't cross the road. Don't do this. Tie your shoe.
Ooh, my baby.
Once you get right, they're going to do and follow everything.
When she was young.
When they're in middle school,
she was still a baddest baby.
But you just said in 8th grade, like you said, she brought a boy. She had her first fight. So what happened in middle school?
I was in middle school like 6, 7.
Well, yeah, 6 and 7. But when they're in middle school, you have to change that approach. And the approach becomes a little different because now you got hormones. Now you're liking the opposites or the same sex. You're liking someone. You have all of these different emotions that you're not understanding. Your face is breaking out. Your body is changing. So you're dealing with things that you really don't understand. So your approach and your conversation with the children have to change. And here's what I did: befriend the friends. See, you become cool with the friends, because the friends is also, if the friend sees you as not necessarily the cool parent, but they see you as a parent that's willing to sit down and talk to them and hang out with them, take them shopping. You're the parent that's taking them everywhere, that's sitting down at the ice cream shop. That was my approach in middle school. I wanted to be the house where all the kids came to, where we were open for them spending the night. You know this. We've had kids stand here, we didn't even know their names, half of them. And,
I had that approach, but my mom had that same approach. She knew all my friends and had them over the house all the time, cook for them. But these kids now are different.
Well, I mean, again,
they're different, man. I can't get a grasp on them. But the only ones I can get a grasp on is the ones I train. Other than that, I'm just lost when it comes to these kids now. I can speak to them, chill with them for a minute, but they keep. I don't know nothing after that. They just
they're different. But here's the deal.
They fool you.
Yeah, but here's the deal. Once you get them together and you start talking to them and you open up, I took this on senior year. I already knew what my child was going to experience when she walked out of our life, so our house rather. So what did I do? Took her on senior trips. We did trips after trip after trip, and I took her friends with me. We went to Miami. We went to New York. I wanted her to experience all this stuff. And here's the deal: we had some quality time and quality conversations, because and during that time,
I think that's part of the problem.
What's part of the problem?
Do you know your child went more places?
We counted all 50 states, and she had gone to, I believe, all but maybe 10 states in the United States. And so that's how we chose where she was going to go. That's facts. Well traveled. In the United States, that is.
You know your child went more places than I've gone, and I'm 44 years old.
The thing is, each generation has to get better, right? We want her to be. That's that exposure. The thing about it is, you don't want your kid to experience every first when they leave, and they can say, hey, I've been there, I've done that, I've seen that. Now the next step, like I told her, is out of the country. We'll have to, now that she's 18, and we'll start exploring there.
I'm going to go to something based off what you're saying now, because this is good. This is good. I'm going to go to something based off what you're saying now that I didn't have wrote down. When you give a child so much at such a young age, because my child was fairly blessed. I mean, y'all hear, she was very blessed. Are you creating a situation that is so hard to follow that when this so-called spouse attempts to please her, is it falling on deaf ears?
Now that's gonna be a whole nother topic, because here's the and this is the reason why I say that.
Make third down more manageable.
And you starting a whole other topic at 9:15, and you know my bedtime is 10.
This time CeeDee Lamb.
But here's the deal, and this is something that I've actually considered. Maybe we'll talk about that live with the Coopers. When I was taking on all these things, I wanted her to experience have these experiences so that she could go to school, work hard, earn her own money. So whenever she needed to go and do anything, she could do it herself. So I was teaching her, I called myself. And so teaching her that you just believe if you work hard, these are the things that you can get. We went and we were on a yacht, when we were in Miami. And I'm saying to her, instead of paying to be a passenger on this yacht, y'all could one day own a yacht. That is what you want to aspire to become.
Read some of these comments, kids.
I am. But the reason I say that's a topic, because then I read an article that said maybe we're teaching too much independency when it comes to young women.
Is that really teaching independence, though?
Yeah, well, it's showing them those experiences, so then when
are
they
you creating a bar, though, that's so high
Why not? We want to aim for excellence. We want to aim high. We don't want to set the bar too low. Joe Red says, for me, I try to think what my thoughts were when I was their age, or try to think as they would, and maybe get on their level to get them to open up. So the getting on their level, that's kind of my approach, right?
How do you get on their level?
Well, for me, it was quality time. It was taking them for ice cream here, taking them shopping, and I would always do it in the groups.
Time I spent out there with those kids.
As their coach.
You
As their coach. As a coach. It's different. It's a different. You're getting to know them. Right, but you're still their coach. They still going to view you as their coach. You're still going to have a coach to, athlete type relationship. But when you're going, you had a lot of experience, a lot of amazing experiences.
Blazer tag, fishing.
Absolutely, you did it all.
What's that? The go-kart place? We went over there.
We've gone hundreds of places.
Animal places.
we can't even name them. We've gone so many.
Everything.
But I think it's a different.
Everything.
That's right. But I think it's a difference.
I ain't on no drugs. I ain't stepping out my house.
I think you have to think about it as a level of respect for you, but also, like I said, they don't want to let you down. Your children are the element of surprise. They really are. They've always been that way. That's just how both of your children are. But when it comes to me, I'm typically in the know. Most of probably 80%, 90% of the time, I'm in the know.
When it comes to me, I'm typically in the know. That's what my wife just said.
90. I said when it comes to, but it's my approach is a little different than yours. 90% of the time, 10% I don't know. But about 90% I know, but I'm watching, and some of it I'm finding out. And I'm like an Inspector Gadget. Richie says, it's different with boys and girls. I'm sure if Kobe needs to ask you or get advice from you, he coming straight to you. Girls will go to mom first. Joe Red says, if the kids know your expectations and standards are high, and they know you either won't approve or they may let you down, then they will deter from telling you to. That's true. Miss Tanya says sometimes kids worry about your response. That's true too. Doc Atney, that's a great question. No, but just the disappointment. They not want to let you down. Not wanting to hear an hour, 2-hour lecture. That sort of thing. Tanya says, as a dad, you have to set the tone for your daughters. Moms are the nurturers, so it's easy for the kids to open up to mom. Dads are disciplinarians, so you have to set the tone for them to open up. That's right. Agreed.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm done. Because I suck at all this. I don't know. Y'all speaking Spanish to me. I don't know nothing about kids. But the more I live with kids and deal with kids, the more I realize I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing of this shit.
So Tavius is saying, beat us down. Talking about beat a brother down. Tavares, sorry. Derek Red says, some may say I can be hard on my kids, but whether my kids do right or pure good decision making, or let me start over, whether my kids do right out of pure good decision making or out of fear of me, I still be glad they made the right decision. Tell me the truth and we can handle anything.
You know why, Red? Because you ain't your kid's friend, you their daddy. That's right. That's why you wrote that right there. Either way, we win. And that's how I look at it.
In the 1900s, dang, Candace, we are ancient. We are. That sounds bad when you say the 19. I tell people that all the time. I know. I say it sounds terrible, but we were born in the 1900s. Were we not?
We at the end. Say what we at. 1979, 1980, 1980 something. Don't say 1900s.
Candace, just 2 nights ago, Jackson saw me watching football on my phone. He asked why I liked it so much. I said I was good at it, and it was entertaining. He said back in the 19s, meaning years, I couldn't be mad. It was last century. Yeah. Damn. Yeah. When you hear it said like that. I had those conversations for free with my parents at the house. He's talking about the traveling.
You preaching.
He's talking about the traveling.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I know what he's talking about.
This generation is so different because they are the most connected in the history of the world. I'm going to read that again. This generation is so different because they are the most connected in the history of the world, yet don't actually understand real connections in many ways. And add in COVID and the removal of any real connection for so long, and you have a whole other set of problems. I 1000% agree with that. They dealt with some different circumstances, and the crazy part about it is I learned stuff from Jay just from her with TikTok. I said, Jay, where do you learn that from? TikTok. So what did I do? I downloaded TikTok. They have access to all kind of information. So oftentimes when we're coming and trying to preach to them about our experiences, they've already heard, like you said, from peers or from somebody on the internet, that have preaching. So there's a lot of influences that these kids have.
There's a lot of influences. The music is huge too.
I think the music was huge for us.
No, hold on.
The music was huge for us. We didn't have the internet like this. We didn't have this.
Hills.
Right.
Yeah.
They have Sexy Reds.
And Ice Spice.
Ice Spice. That's what they have. Yeah.
Have you heard that song?
I have not heard the song, but I saw that the Jenner lady, what's her name? Kim Kardashian's mother. She told her child that she wasn't even a fart or something. So I did see that comment, but I haven't heard the song.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I hadn't heard the song.
It's bad. Look, they're doing what they got to do to make money. But at the same time, it is a generational change. It's a switch. There is no love in the music anymore.
Rap is about
There's nothing in the music anymore.
It's the shock value. It's like what's the guy that? Oh my goodness,
You heard Scarface. I was a Scarface fan. You heard them talk about praying to God, and even when they were talking about they might have to blast somebody. They was you heard. There is none of that in the music no more.
Yeah.
None.
I think it's the shock value. And I mean, it's like who can shock, whoever, that's who gets the attention. The person that is doing the most.
Everybody got to come out with a sex tape now.
Yeah. Or be like Kanye and you walk around with masks on their face and Kanye.
No, I'm not even going to talk about Kanye.
But
the Kanye that came out.
Yeah.
The Kanye that was talking about going back to school, back to college, whatever.
And that
Kanye was a genius.
And he did what he had to do for that generation. The crazy part is, because I go and look at Kanye's, comments and so forth. He has the music for that generation, and now he's doing stuff to shock this generation. The man just made $19 million off of a Super Bowl video that he paid, I think, $6 or $8 million. It was either $6 or this man paid $6 or $8 million. I can't remember. It was one of the two for a Super Bowl spot. He took his phone. He went live in the back seat of a car, and he told the kids to go and buy. Okay, I think he had some of his merch on sale for like $10, $20. He said, go and buy this. The man made $19 million. And he said, I don't even have any money to put together the commercial because it was so expensive just to buy this ad space. That is what he's doing. That's shock value. He spent, if you could spend $6 million, $8 million right now and you make $19 million, would you do it?
Shit, that's better than dope money.
Huh. And who do you think was buying it? It wasn't our old asses. We wasn't buying no Kanye shirts. So he's now having to switch it up. So him going around wearing the mask and parading this woman around nude, that is getting him all sorts of attention from this generation that's all about the shock value.
So
the internet is addicting. That attention is.
Okay. We're gonna talk about that. We probably need to talk about that next month.
You got girls putting tattoos on their face. Krishan has a tattoo on her face. That is now becoming a trend. Terrible stuff. So
how do you? I guess the thing is, Because you got some stuff that's way more better. That's way better when you talk about that than what I was going to talk about.
Yeah.
So and you
I'm saying that because as a dad, that there
how
came.
do you get in front of this stuff
You
as a parent?
you have to stay You have to stay just as connected. So
yeah,
I download.
Okay. Hold
I
on.
download
You
their
said
stuff.
stay connected.
Yeah.
A lot of y'all think I'm crazy. A lot of people come on here and think I'm crazy. But if you say you gotta stay connected to this generation, I'm a chump.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
a chump.
Yeah.
I talk loud, I talk aggressive, but I am a chump compared to these people.
Think about grandparents and the age of grandparents. Most grandparents are not texting. They not on social media, so they're clueless. So if you're not on if you're not on what these young people are on,
These grandparents different.
I'm talking about the 80s. I'm talking about our grandparents,
Yeah,
not our generation grandparents. I'm talking about our like the late 70s. BBLs. I'm talking the 80s. I'm talking about my grandmother. Okay.
These videos are getting redone.
She's on Facebook,
Brand right.
but she's not the typical 80-some-year-old woman. My grandmother is not the typical 80-some-year-old woman does not have, social media pages. They not on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and all that.
You used to listen to the little lady that just passed?
She was never on there. The cussing granny, she was not on there. Her kids were doing that for her.
She was on that though. She knew what she was doing.
My point I'm making is if you don't stay connected to these, so you are already put yourself out of the conversations when you don't even know what's happening. So just like they sat down and they talked to us about these Bad Girls Club, or what was that we was watching? Baddies. We didn't even know what was baddies. I was upset because I said, what is a baddie? Now I'm watching it because now I'm seeing, oh my goodness, they're pushing this whole staying up with the fads. Your daughter had on some boots that look like Harry and the Henderson. I'm like, why is she wearing these Harry and the Henderson boots? Well, now I'm checking it out and seeing that's the new trend with these big Harry and the Henderson boots.
But they were fighting every night and BBLs all over the place and
these teeth are becoming a big thing.
Huh?
Teeth, going and getting the veneers. Yeah, going and getting veneers. And, like, that's the big thing. I told you, tattoos on the face is always something new. And
they taking the teeth out?
What Kanye did.
He took his teeth out?
He did. Mm-hmm. See, this is what I'm saying.
Oh, hell, I'm not going to give up. That's why I'm a grandpa now. Look here. Look, from now on, I'm just going to train kids. And I'm gonna go get my grandkids when it's time for me to go get them. And that's gonna be it. Cause I'm trash. I'm trash. I'm trash. I don't know nothing about this stuff. I don't know why a man that Kanye can't be that much. He ain't older than us, is he?
But he's keeping up with the times. He knows what to do for shock value. Mm-hmm. But he's not. He's older than us.
Read. Go ahead.
All right, we got a lot, and it is Valentine's Day at 9:30.
Okay, we about to go back.
Well, I'm just saying.
Get out of here, read these, and then I'm going to get out of here.
All right, let's see here. I read that one. Okay. Joe read, I try to show them Dad is a good guy, a black man, a normal dude. LOL. Kevin B. Knight says there is a difference. Yes, it is a difference. And then Joe read, I believe this is the last comment before we get ready to start our exit. But at the end of the day, Coop, you and Candace did exactly what needed to be done because your kids are doing what they are supposed to do and making responsible decisions. That I 100% agree with you. I think when your kids turn 18, you start to question, damn, did I do a good job? Like, there's no manual or guide or anything. And I've asked myself the same thing. Dang, what could I have done better? But I realize, hey, as long as they're healthy, they're making right decisions, they still have their morals and their values. That's what's important, that foundation. And that, I do believe, we created. Both of them have a solid foundation. And of course, with Kobe, with the help of extended family, solid foundation. So at the end of the day, you might not know that she has a hamster. You might not know that. But you know that she's in school and she's doing what she's supposed to do, supposedly, hopefully, prayerfully.
My final thought.
I don't know what happened to the little thing. So.
Oh, you got my final thought thing on me? Yeah. Okay. All right, here we go. One more. Dads play an important role in the lives of their kids. Dads are the protectors, providers, play pals at times, educators of life, and the ones that are willing to lay life on the line for their children. For multiple reasons, though, dads are left in the dark when it comes to so many special moments in the lives of their kids. Whether they are ashamed, embarrassed, or scared, it's not fair to allow dad to be involved in the process, then come to him not to be involved in the process, then come to him when shit hits the fan. Yes, he may fuss. Yes, he may ask questions. But if he didn't fuss, wouldn't it make you wonder if he cared at all? The moment he stops fussing about your behavior during your journey, that is the moment he has given it to God, because he can do no more. Let's have vision and keep him phased into your life before it gets to that point. Dad gets left out on so many things. Candace brought up some great points tonight that honestly we're going to have to come back to because I had no idea Kanye had veneers and, you know, and all this kind of stuff.
Titanium or something.
Whatever he got in his mouth, I had no idea. I had no idea that the man had all his teeth pulled for the stuff. You know, but my point is, I get what she's saying. I get that even us who work with kids are behind on a lot of the things that they feel are cool now. But the only reason, hold on, here we go. Here's the key with this, and I'm going to leave it with this. The only reason that we're behind on this stuff is because of the main thing that women and kids have always said and felt that men had the hardest problem with: communication. Communication. In a time where men are willing to communicate more than they ever have, now the times have changed and nobody's willing to communicate with us. Say, man, y'all stay up, stay real, salute the real. Every once in a while I have a cup of good whiskey. Enjoy your Valentine's. Salute.